Alright, so I'm going to start working on the Maggie 55 Classic Zip Around Wallet. So I have my craft text. You can get this in Amazon. I have the markings placed on there according to the pattern. I have cut my vinyl and put notches in. So I drew around the curves and then I cut the notches in, which hopefully is going to make this sit better without lumps and bumps. So we're going to put along here, actually, you know what, let's get a paper towel and put it down. And we're going to put our glue all around these edges. And then around, even through those. Okay. Then we're going to center this on the curves that we drew. And we're going to push in the flat sides first. Okay? And we're going to get a bunch of clips. A bunch of clips. Okay? Move this out of the way. And we're going to start clipping. And do this other flat side. Same thing, right? Get it lined up. This is one of those projects where if you don't like glue, getting it all over you, this is not the one. Okay, so I'm going to turn this one and clip. This side and clip your glue there. Okay, now we're going to start folding these inward and on top of each other. Okay, getting them to lay as flat as you can. Clipping down. Check it from the other side. Make sure you're okay with the way it looks. More clips. And we're going to keep doing that all the way around. closer, it seems like the closer you can get those snips to the edge of the craft text and the vinyl for them to line up with each other, the more the curve kind of sits better for you. And that's the part that always makes me crazy, is that sometimes when you finish it looks just a smidge lumpy in that spot. Put another clip here. So this one is looking pretty good. So let's start around this side. Same thing. And it's just a lot of clips, a lot of kind of curving it around, getting the lumps out. Okay, and then the last side, so you're folding it in. The closer you snip to it, the better. Okay, this looks like it's actually going to be pretty good, I think. So let's see. Alright, and more clips around, just so that that glue adheres everywhere you want it to. So you're not struggling with it later, and it kind of flattens itself out. Good. We'll do over. And there you go. And when she's all done, you can't really, I don't know if you can see, but the curves are better with the bigger the snip you go. All right, so we're going to let this dry, and we'll move on to the interior part. All right, so this one we're going to do the lining piece, the inside. Same thing, cross your okay. There are lots of clips again, right? We're gonna lay this on, same as we did before, but we're gonna do the flat edges. Usually the inside is a little easier than the outside. It's just a matter of making sure you don't get any of the glue on the inside that's showing. These I just sort of notched them like you do when you when you're snipping around curves, when you're like putting a bag together. Oops. Well, that was a mistake. All right, let's do this side. I got ahead of myself. All the flat sides first. Okay. I'll get this paper, oops, out of the way. Because I don't want any glue. The glue, the glue, the glue on the fabric. Right. Then we're going to just roll in the corner, rolling around the edges. And put those down. They typically stay easier and keep their shape better than the external piece, which is always a little heavier. Let's make sure she's flattened down. Good. Lots of clips. Lots and lots and lots of clips. Now you come to this corner piece, and I did notch that like I did the outside just to get it to lay correctly. Messy, right? Around this curve, the top, same, right? Clip it. And to this side. All of this has to sit and dry, and then we'll move on to the other parts. Once this is clipped, there you go. All right, so we're gonna let her dry, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, so for the next part, you're going to want to assemble your credit card slots, okay? Don't overthink it. I'm using the industrial machine, so with this cotton I have like a Woven Fuse 2, which is very thick, so I'm not adding any of the Decovil to these, okay? They're very sturdy, okay? So you have 2 of those, and then you're going to trim them down to the size that it says. So what you want to remember is that you have to have the Maggie 55 Classic larger one instructions, because all doing this part and some of the other parts is in those instructions. This part is in the mini instructions. But doing the wings are in the, I'll press this a little more. Doing the wings are in the original pattern. So you're going to need both patterns with you when you're doing this, okay? Which I'm sure you all realize by now. But anyway, so these I have done. I did put a piece of Decovil inside of here, only because on the wings I did want a little more like stability in there. Just a little bit more than what I needed for the credit card slots or for the zipper pocket. I'm not going to use it for the zipper pocket either. I'm just going to use it as a measuring guide. So you're going to cut off that seam allowance that it tells you to cut off, and then you're going to, you know, press it, get it nice and good, and then just a tiny little dot of glue on each side to hold everything in place. You don't have to, but I think that it will make it easier in the long run if everything's sort of just in place. So for the zipper pocket, we have our zipper tape. We have our zipper ends that we've sewn, that we've pinned, that we've clipped on here. Now we're going to sew these on within seam allowance, and we're going to follow along with the older, with the original pattern. Okay? So we're going to sew this on at seam allowance. And all of this is really just a straightforward zipper pocket that you would normally do. And I'm probably going to do like the final assembly of this tomorrow on a Saturday on a TikTok live, and then I'll repost it here. I won't play any music on it when I'm doing it so that I can post it. But anyway, you're going to, you know, pull them taut, and then you're going to add a little longer stitch down just to lock that in place, okay? And trim it all up. I'm going to do the same for the other side. And open her up, pull her taut. You can iron it if you want to. You can just pull her taut, put your foot down, and sew across. Okay, so you don't have to use glue for this, but you want to mark the centers of your pocket pieces, okay? And the center of your zipper. So these are the 4 zipper pocket pieces. Just marking the top so I know where to line them up when I want to. Okay, so based upon the pattern, we're going to do it the same as you would do any other zipper. So you're going to find the center of this. It's a very small zipper pocket. Tiny little snip. All right, so this is going to go wrong side up with a clip. And a clip. These are some very long wings. And a clip. Insanity. Okay. And then you're going to place another one right side down, matching the centers. Okay, and we're going to sew along this. Okay, with seam allowance, at seam allowance. I'll move my zipper out of the way in a second. Okay. Let me just do this all in one video on here instead of doing it tomorrow live. Okay, so you're going to open her up, all right, flatten her out. So do the same to the other side, wrong side down. The one thing it doesn't say to do on this is to top stitch it, right? Yeah, no, we're not top stitching it yet. Okay. Or at all. I don't know. I forget. I think I did on my other ones, but I hear the pitter patter of little feet. Alright. So we're gonna clip. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna iron this down because this is making me crazy. Not. Alright. So let's iron this down. Let's pull this one down. And iron this side. Make sure they're nice and even. Even Steven. Alright, now we're going to do the same for the other side. So we're going to put wrong side down. You can use double-sided tape if you want, or you can glue it. I feel like this pattern came out, well no, because, I don't know, there's a lot of glue going on. I always say that. There's a lot of, oopsie, there's a lot of glue going on with this pattern. Just dropped my pattern itself. Okay, so we're going to sew this one on, same as we did the other side. We're going to move this zipper out of the way early. Let's see where that zipper is. There we are. Alright, so let's start. Okay, add some stitches to this side because, let's move this out of the way. These out of the way. Oh, I see where it went. Oh, I see where it went. Alright, so we want to move the zipper up and get the rest of this exactly at that seam allowance. So we're sewing this at the quarter, at the seam allowance. And we're going to open her up. And sew like that. Same for the other side. Open up. Sew it flat. We're going to trim off these wings. All right, so in the pattern you would use this Decaville, right? And we don't want to have to do that. So we want to place this inside, and this is, so normally you would, according to the pattern, you would put this in, and that would be your, you would make this thicker, okay? But we're not going to do that. We're just going to mark it. Actually, we're going to measure it. Should be okay. Right. Okay, you want to fold these up to meet. You're going to iron them down, or you could tape them down, whatever your preference is. And this side. Other side. And then this side. All right. Then you're going to clip these together. These should match up with each other, which they do. And you're going to clip them. Just get them clipped there first. Okay. Get a clip on them. Then you're going to fold it so that all the edges meet. And bring this up. And clip it all together so it looks like that, right? Clip the top. And do the same for the other side. You're going to pull your zipper end. You're going to clip. You're going to clip the bottom. You're going to clip the middle. And that's going to be your zipper pocket. Okay, but we need to stitch her up. So, okay, so we're going to sew along the bottom first. Let's just see if this changes in this pattern, which I don't think it does. finished. Okay, so this needs to be, let's see if it is that. So it needs to be, it is, and then it is. Perfect. Okay. Okay, let's clip all these back together. She worked out just fine. And we're going to all right. All right. So we're going to open this up and do what I wanted to do to start out with. We are going to top stitch this, okay? So open the pieces up. We've already ironed them. We're going to add a top stitch to this, which I'm very happy about. Okay. Okay, let's do the other side. And then we're going to do the same to the bottom. And then these raw edges will get closed when we do the final assembly. So let's do our stitch here. Oh, actually, sorry. Doing. Let's take that out real quick. I meant to do both sides together, sorry. All right. I'm going to put both sides together, same as we did before, right? Line them all up, all the edges, make sure they're all even together. Pull her up, clip, okay? Clip the bottom. Same for the other side, pull her up, clip, and clip the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the way around, okay? Inside the seam allowance, because it's still going to get hidden by the wings that we're going to put on, okay? Maybe this is in the pattern, probably is. Okay, and now we have the cutest little zipper pocket you ever did say. All right, so there she is. So we have the zipper pocket, we have the accordion wings, we have the, so we're going to assemble, let's assemble. The zipper pocket's going to get set aside. And let's assemble the interior. See what it says. So it's going to be the same. All right, so we're going to so these have been drying. We did these earlier, okay? They're all clipped together. All right, so it's the exterior. We're not using that yet. This is the interior. We're going to take the clips off. If some of your glue is on this front surface, don't fret too much about it because you're going to be covering, I'm talking about like around the edges, you're going to be covering it with the pockets, okay? Let's put these away. So we're going to finish this and set it aside, and then we'll work on the exterior. So let's see, the assembly for the inside is, sorry. Okay, so we're going to put our credit card slots on based on pattern, okay? These things just doesn't. Move her over. Get her centered. Okay. Yes, yes, okay. Clip the sides. Okay, that's one side. And do the other side. Clip. I would suggest at this point leaving the card slots long and not trimming them down, and trimming them down afterwards. All right. I'm going to sew on all three sides. There's a bump in there from all the glue in the seams. Let's get over that. Okay. same on this side. All right. So they'll sit like that, right? When it's a wallet. When it's a wallet. All right. So if there's any excess hanging over, you want to trim that off. Okay, then we're going to take our wings that have also been drying. And for now, so once we finish this part, we're going to set her aside to dry. So you're going to expose all of the pieces that you've cut away. I keep doing that. I keep squeezing and the lid is on. I'm gonna go all the way, okay? Edge to edge. Glop of glue that came out of there. All right, so there we go. Edge to edge. And then edge to edge. And you're going to put your wings on. Add to the edge. Flip it over. Clip it in place. Okay, same for the other side. Flip it over. Clip it in place. You're lining them up with your credit cards, okay? And you're flipping it over. Okay. Okay. I had to double check myself there. Same for this side. All right, so this is done, and we're going to set her aside to dry. Okay. Some extra clips. No, good. Very good. Let's get you clipped down. I just want to make sure that it's like totally in there and not hanging where it shouldn't be. Okay. Then see, that one's slipping off. This has to go up. And this one is flipping off. Not flipping off, slipping off, but because there's thick edges there, right? So you want to make sure you get them. Ooh, Jiminy Crick. You want to make sure you get them held down. This one here. Okay. All right, and there she is. Yes. Okay. All right. We're gonna set her aside. So she's all ready. Okay. Let's set her aside. All right. So we have the outside ready. We have the inside marked. I've drawn the lines where we want to put our false stitch lines. So we're going to start those. We're not going to back stitch. We're going to leave tails, and I'm doing this in a top stitch. I'm going to tie these off. So this one, do the other side. Them through. Okay, so you just tug gently, pull the first loop that comes out. Right. We'll tie them off. I'm going to do the same to this side. Take them off. Okay. Other side. One more, last one. Okay, so now you have all these strings, right? You could bring them together, tie them together if they reach each other, or you would just bring them all to the middle. A pile. You want to put some tape down. holds everybody in place. Everybody's sticking out. Just clip those off. And most of the time, this makes it easier. Let me lift this up. When you're trying to push your zipper through, it helps during that process. Okay? I don't pretend to be a pro at this. I can only tell you what I saw on videos. Okay. So that is now done. Now we're going to mark. According to the pattern, we're going to draw our line where we're going to put our zipper. Okay? So. And your curves, or you can use the piece that comes with the pattern. Okay. Your zipper, you mark the center of the zipper. And open it up. And we're going to, okay, that's that. Okay. And find our centers. We have the center of the zipper marked. Now we need to put double-sided tape down. So we're going to put double-sided tape all along this area. Okay? So we're not going to do it in between this stitch line that we have. Okay? So you're going to put it right on top of it. Okay, press it down. Get it on there good. We're going to do the same for the other side. Starting at the stitch line or this mark that you have, lay it along the center of the line that you drew. And it's going to look like that. Okay? Alright, so we have our centers marked. We have the paper off. I'm going to lay this down, bring it around. Bring it to where your tape ends, right? And it's going to go off the side. And then do the same for the other side. And wrap it around your curve up at the top. And lay it down. And stop at there. Then we're going to fold this down around so it looks like that. Okay. Pull it out a little, make sure that it's on that line. That you drew. Okay, bring this up. Put back on the line. All on the line that you drew. Ding, dee, dee. Press it down, pull it up, press it down, pull it up, press it down. Get it laying right at that line. Okay, so it should look evenly spaced. Now we're going to stitch around this, okay, from the other line, same as we did before. I'm going to put our needle down. Pull this through. So we're going to do the same for the other side. Oh, let me pull this one through. I think this is a wallet that you got to make quite a few of them back to back so that you can get the hang of going around the curved part of it, the tops. Because no matter how much you think you're getting it to the right shape, okay. And away we go. Nope, why is she not moving? It's a lot to get through. I think if I did this again, I would leave the Decoville out of the wings, since I already have the other interfacing, right? Tie those off. Side. Burn. Burn. Okay. So that's currently where we're at. Okay, so she opens. Okay, now we're going to put our okay, I'm going to clip these. Right. Clip. Clip. Clip the side. I feel like this is big, 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 big. Okay, let's see. She's a struggle. Alright, let's turn her, clip her. Right, let's get that up there. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to clip these, sew these together. Same for this side. Oh, that thing falls one more time. And take our zipper pocket, put her inside. Bottom and top, right? And sew her on. Slide her over this way. Open this pocket up. Slide her in. Move her over. There she is. Okay. Make sure it closes. Okay. at the end. I'm going to snip some of this off. Get our glue. Find that hole that we made inside of there. Right? Pop her open. Put your glue in there. Push her in. There we go. That was a little bit of work. Straighten this side out. Push it in. Alright, and the one side is in. Phew. Now we're going to do the same to the other. Okay, let's get our hole, our glue. This is difficult. Push that one side in. And the other. There we go. Okay. Zip out of the way for a minute. And there she is. She's done. This actually could probably go in further. So let's just see. part. There we go. Now you're inside there. All right, very good. And there we go. We're just going to let her sit and dry. And she's all done. There she is.